All right, go ahead, buddy. Welcome, Sway, to Blockchain Trends. Our first AMA ever. We got Sway here from Banana Task Force 8. And go ahead, buddy, kick it.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? I am Sway. I'm one of the developers of Banana Task Force 8. And I'm happy to be here and talk about, the project and what we got planned.
Cool, bud. Yeah, dude, it's definitely been exciting. I actually haven't messed around and toyed around with ETH plays in quite a while, actually, because of the gas fees, right? And I
Yeah.
don't really show many projects. The space is pretty toxic at the moment, and I people that introduced me into your team and what you guys were doing, I kind of laid low in the background for a few days and a week or
hmm
so, and then man, once I saw what y'all were doing and how y'all were handling yourselves, and I fell in love with exactly with what y'all were doing, man. And just after hearing some more things, and man, just wanted to get you on here and having you talk with some members of our community that are mainly BSC, because a lot of these guys don't invest in ETH. There's a lot of BSC plays because they're priced out of it or whatever it might be. But this is one of those
Right.
investments that I see just having that type of opportunity to where that gas, in the long run, really isn't going to matter. I got great vision.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, like with BTFA, even at the current market cap, you know, like almost um every price that every high or low, there's always an entry because with the release of Bendex, this price that we're at now, we probably won't be at that price, you know, after the launch of Banana Index, just because of the fact that um what the governance is going to be doing is buying massive amounts of BTFA tokens and then burning them. So we suspect that just because of the volume alone that we did with BTFA at launch, that we'll be doing double of that on Bandex just because a lot of people did miss out. And with that volume alone, we look at not only BTFA, um, well, not only BTFA getting a bit of that volume, but also it'll be pumping up the price for Banana Index. So both charts will be growing in volume and holders, respectively.
Yeah, that's the cool part about it, is that a lot of tokens don't have the wherewithal to that you have a utility token, but then you have another token that you can use for pump-a-middles. Like, so you're creating that governance token, right, as a DAO, which you want people to hold because you don't want to sell away your votes or whatever it might be. So that's the token that people want to accumulate and hold. But while they're doing that, it's actually pumping this other token that is the utility token that I think you touched on will be, I think you said, so holding Bandex. So you get the airdrop for holding 100 million tokens, right? But then you also get whitelisted for the NFTs that are deflationary. But
Yep.
while people are also accumulating this governance token, you get reflections in BTFA, plus it buys back and it burns BTFA as well.
Yep, that's correct.
It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane, I guess. And so, what are the tokenomics? Is it still like, what are the actual tokenomics, like buy and sell taxes on the governance token?
Yeah. So it's gonna be like 28% round trip. So 14% buy, 14% sell. Um, 0% transfer tax. So that means you can send your tokens to different wallets or move them from wallet to wallet for no tax fee. And that 14% is split in between multiple layers of our tokenomics, and that is 2% of every transaction is allocated to holders and reflections of BTFA. 2% goes into buying and burning BTFA, which means that our chart, Bandex, that contract will be able to have the power to uh, write to write to write the contract where we'll be accumulating massive amounts of BTFA tokens, and the contract will automatically send those tokens to the burn address. Um, Another 2% is to the floor support for the NFTs, which the smart contract will be will be accumulating NFTs and burning them as well once our NFT collection releases. Then also, you know, liquidity, marketing, and development team percentages where we can be able to keep the project going. The liquidity can be, higher the more we grow, and then also we'll be able to have enough marketing for not only Banana Index but BTFA, the native token, where we can list on multiple platforms and exchanges, and announce the partnerships. The what we have going on in May.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. I want to take it back a little bit. So, a little bit more about your background. As far as schooling, well, I think you've touched base. Like you worked at, was it Apple, and you have a degree in, and where was it again? Just to kind of go back a little bit in your backstory with some of the people that might not know.
Yeah, yeah. So pretty much my schooling, I have a dual degree in finance and marketing from Michigan, Michigan State. I went to, so I stayed there for a couple of years, get my degrees. I ended up, I ended up after graduating, I ended up getting my first job. Well, not my first, but um, one of my jobs post college, and that was Apple, where I did start off as like a manager in sales, and then I worked my way up to like business marketing with Apple, and that pretty much helped me um, get from working at a store level to working at corporate level, and then working like regionally at multiple Apple locations.
Yeah, and I mean you can tell that just the way that you got into the crypto space and you're trying to bridge this ecosystem with an LLC, right? So y'all, with Blip Studios, so y'all are taking the crypto world, right, and trying to merge it with real world utility and utilizing DeFi aspects of it, So that's you can tell that they like just the way that you present yourself, the way that the team that you've surrounded yourself with, you can tell that you've talked and being able to read people just by the passion in their voice is just something I can see in you, like the humility that you have and the fact that you've done well in other cryptos. And that's kind of what led me. The next thing I was going to ask you is like, what really, like, I guess the thing that inspired you the most was, hey, I made a lot of money doing this, and I think that's what important is important. You're giving back, right? So,
Yeah,
like, you went out and you did really well, right? You're able to go do this and provide this for your family, and now inside crypto, you have an opportunity to be like, okay, I can go do this what these people did, but I can maybe do it a little bit better, and I can make other people money. And it just seems like that's almost like your driving force, even though you're very passionate about BTFA and the governance token, but you're also very passionate about giving back to those that are going to support you and support your vision. Is that something I'm pretty much on target with there? And I think that's important because I think that's what crypto is all about, is giving back.
yeah. I will say, that's spot on. It's really about giving back and also building a strong community where we can have a community where we can push, where we can push, you know, together to um, achieve a lot of odds and expectations, when it comes to our project, because even right now, like um, we've been having so many we've been having so many things back to back. Like I had to take a little nap. I'm just now waking up because just a few hours ago, we had a couple AMAs. Then we had a video chat with Surtech where all the team had to, we had to all stop what we're doing and we all had to hop on with Surtech just for the KYC process. And
Yep.
that was just only the video. Like a lot of people don't know that, but we did the video with Certec today for the KYC. Now that's we completed the first process. Now we did the video, um, and then now we got to wait for their intelligence sector to start doing reviews. Kind of do their internal review, which can take up to like 2.5 weeks. Um, where then they'll let us know have we been approved or not. And we just did all of that. You know, like an hour ago. So that kind of takes a
No,
lot
yeah.
of energy. That takes a lot of energy out of us. But if we can have all of that done, we can have a level of transparency where it makes our community stronger, and that will pretty much set us for expectation that we could be one of those projects that not only do we have the hype, but we have the utility, the transparency, and the proper you know the proper information outlined where we can hit $1 billion market cap, because right
No, I
now,
I totally agree. I mean, and I was going to
yeah.
touch base on the KYC doxing thing, right? I
Hmm.
mean, we don't know who Satoshi is, right? There's no need for someone to come on here with their face and be like, I live at such and such address. I mean, people can pay for other people to dox for them.
Of course.
Cryptocurrency,
Yep.
cryptocurrency in general, right, is a trustless pseudo anonymous ledger, right? You're tracked by
Mm.
your wallet. I mean,
Hmm.
fully percent doxing yourself is not needed. Number one, and number two, I've been rug pulled by more people with their face saying that they're the dev than anyone else. Right? What
Yep.
matters to me is the fact that you got an LLC. That's a form of doxing. The legal opinion letter. That's a form of doxing. Centralized exchanges, they need legal opinion letters. I mean, people just don't understand that these are forms of doxing just because you're not showing your face and where you live and your bank account and that you have 4 children and you live in a small home. I mean, it's cryptocurrency. It's volatile, right? And the people that get most angry are the people that throw money into something that they can't afford to lose, right? When you get into cryptocurrency, a lot of people, and I've talked about this before. It's like, oh, I just went balls deep, didn't even know what CMC was, just started throwing money at everything because, oh, they're doxed. That makes sense. And those are the ones I get wrecked on. And I think cryptocurrency itself is designed to be somewhat pseudo anonymous. You perform I mean, you yourself and the way that you carry yourself and the way that the community carries themselves, like people personally within the community, and you are continuously delivering on the expectation and then some on the expectations of what we provided. Shiba, we don't know who they are. So some of the best and most well-known protocols that have been known inside crypto, they aren't doxed, and that might be because they have other jobs. They might work at Apple, and if Apple find out that they're running a cryptocurrency, open source technology is open source technology, and it's up to you to do your research and
Hmm.
understand what it's all about. And to me,
Yep.
cryptocurrency is a pseudo anonymous ledger that's based on trustless systems. You just got to find the right people. It took me a year and a half to find a good solid group or a good team members that I could trust without waking up worrying about if I'm going to get scammed or not. And that's why we're taking on the form of this platform and helping people obtain the right type of knowledge to understand what type, like a project like this is one that can change your life, man. And that I firmly believe that. And as far as the doxing thing goes, y'all are KYCing with Certic, you KYC with Assure DeFi, and y'all continuously are delivering the LLC. Just all the boxes are being checked, in my opinion, whenever you're looking at anything that's going to be a sustainable actual cryptocurrency for the future and that reaching those $1 billion level market cap goals, man.
Thank you. And and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to set an expectation that we just want to be able to deliver on everything that we promise, because you know um, this helps us being able to establish our company, Blip Studios, because the more successful BTFA, Bandex, in our NFT collection, these are the foundations where we can be able to build our platform and our ecosystem, where we can do things like incorporate you know um, gaming into our gaming into our ecosystem, multi-chain platforms into our ecosystem, the entertainment industry, and so forth and so on. You know, we ride off the success of BTFA and everything that happens in our ecosystem because if BTFA is successful, if Bendex is successful, then that established a base for our company Blip Studios, where we will want to see our company Blip Studios a multi-million-dollar company. When it comes to the eyes of not only the blockchain, but like actual entities, because our goal is to work with capital ventureless hedges when it comes to really expanding our ecosystem on the legal side and also on a different side that doesn't involve crypto. We just want to be able to make sure that if we can have a successful project, we can have an even more successful business where it will in fact be able to help the project. And a lot of things that we're doing right now is really a proper preparation to make sure that we have the best performance for BTFA. So even things like us working with Everrise with our bridging and everything, a lot of this has been set up almost 2 months ago.
I think that's important too, is the fact you're being able to partner or being able to collaborate with like y'all's marketing plan. Like what I've seen, I've never seen this ever before. Maybe that's because I've been in too many DGens and I just got so deep up that I've never, I tokens weren't even getting over a million, right? This thing shot, filled the pre-sale in 12 seconds, 40 BNB, had so much buy pressure, went straight to 6 million, had our dips along the way, and now we're sitting at what, 12, almost 13 million market cap, which is incredible given the fact we're in a bear market. But I want to touch on what you were talking about, tapping into legacy finance, right? That is something that the crypto, like no real cryptos have been able to do. The closest any cryptos have been able to do is tap into Robinhood. But being able to incorporate and legitimize your business and have it ready. Like what I've noticed is that you're attacking all the stuff in the US first. You're going after US exchanges, US partnerships, US regulatory agencies, and you're making sure that those are taken care of first because you're almost grandfathered in to other countries. If you pass regulatory issues in the US, you're pretty much grandfathered in to other countries. Is that a good assumption on that and why y'all are targeting this base first?
Yes. Yes, exactly. It's pretty much make sure that we can have our foot in our foot in each industry, and that's why we're targeting cryptocurrency and NFTs first, because we want to be one of those projects that's just not built on hype and we have no utility, and that's how we'll have a falling chart. What we want to do is make sure, like, once we start, getting into these fields and people look at our resume, we have a successful cryptocurrency NFT project under our ecosystem.
That's the thing. Y'all are touching on every time. It's like, man, when I was like, dude, this is Safe Moon meets Shiba meets Bored Ape Yacht Club. You know what I mean? But because y'all been involved with all these projects, y'all seen what successful projects have done. Y'all seen what successful projects have done and failed, right? So y'all are making sure that y'all are crossing y'all's I's, dotting y'all's T's, protecting y'all's investors, and then putting in the work of showing up day in, day out, holding these AMAs. And it's not, some of these influencers I'm sure aren't cheap, and I still have no. And I'm like, some of these guys, I'm like 230,000 followers, 22,000. Like these are no small time fries. There is so many eyes that are on BTFA right now in a bear market, and we're still performing as well as we are before the Bandex drop. I mean, the sky's the absolute limit, in my opinion, for as long as the team keeps delivering and us as a community continue to grind together and do some more shilling. Maybe we're being greedy and we're still just trying to load up our bags. But there's going to come in time whenever this thing catches fire, and I don't think anything's going to be able to put it out. And it's going to be life changing. And I I just appreciate you coming in and like I said, doing this day in, day out, and just absolutely fucking murdering it. And it just seems like an opportunity for all of us, whether it's influencers that are following you, because I mean that's what happened with Sheba, right? There was guys that in Saint Moon, people started following them and at a very early time, and then they became big influencers later down the line, right? So I mean,
Yep.
it's like a passing of the torch, so to speak. It's like you're able to give back, provide the knowledge to the community, and then come out with unique something protocols that we just haven't seen before. And the space keeps evolving, and it seems like you yourself and the team understand that as the space evolves, so does the project, right? And that's whenever
Yep.
I brought up pulse chain, right? And you were like, well, let's find out a little bit more about it and what kind of opportunity that we're going to have, to like the opportunity that this community will have over there, being able to pair with an asset that could do multiple X's. And ever since I brought it up, the community has loved it. It seems like something that we're all on board to at least wait and see how it pans out. I know that the token's going to be over there. Even
Yeah.
our staking contracts. So staking over here, we'll get a free stake over there, right? It's going to be us. It's going to be up to us as a community wanting to provide liquidity over there. And after that, I mean, the sky's the limit. I mean, multiple chains with the governance token, and then re-airdrops with Pulse Chain. It just seems like the stars are aligning for you guys, man. That's just sometimes that's what it takes. I don't believe it. I don't
Whoa.
believe in coincidences. I don't believe in
What's up, man?
coincidences
What's
for
up?
sure. Hey, what's
Yeah.
up, Moby?
What's going on, man? What's up? What's up, Rig? What's going on?
Chilling, chilling.
My man Rig. My man Sway. Who else up in there, man? Cosmo. Oh yeah. Crypto fam. Limitless. Let's fucking go, man. My boy spitting that knowledge right now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so no, we're
we're definitely
doing it,
good.
man. This is what it's about, man. Just super excited. I'm just super pumped. I'm happy that Sway was able to come in and y'all guys came in and fucking held it down for a little bit. Um,
Oh no,
was
definitely.
I
I
don't know. If,
appreciate the crazy one I'm not even gonna say the crazy thing, but one thing was I was literally asleep like probably like 5 minutes ago. Because when we did the Certec interview, like, that took a lot out of well, I know it took a lot out of me because, one thing people don't understand is like, yo, like Certec, they ask you everything, like, what projects you've been involved in, like what year, like the year, the month, the time, where you are holder and or where you're a well investor. Like they really go into depth of like, your wallets and everything. And that's only the second step of the KYC process. And that took a lot out of me where I was like, you know what, I need to take a nap where I have to take a nap. So a lot of people don't know like people can get those audits just through Certec and just to make them look good. But once you start taking that whole nother level with the KYC verification, it's not even with SearchX, but like a short DeFi because that's one of the second best KYC places. It just establishes your legitimacy amongst the space. And you know right, like even right now, like one thing with us, like even with the influencers, like when May happen, when once we go into May, like um we are restricting how many influencers that we're going to be bringing on because the integrity of our project, meaning that
right,
only work with some influencers exclusively because if one thing that we've been learning too as owners is ROI, return of investment. And some people are good, some people aren't. Some people that we think are good aren't. Is not. And you know, this month gave us, this it gave us the knowledge where we know, like, okay, these people are good for our project. These people, they're good, but they don't have a higher ROI. These
right,
people, they're kind of like off the fence. And we do our homework too because we are investors. Um, you know, before we are project owners. So,
right,
we are actually, you know, cheap. We're actually minimizing the people that we have on board. We're actually going to be bringing in three different marketing teams for three different that's going to
What?
take over. This is going to take over three different sections of it, such as retail investment side, cryptocurrency, and NFTs. Because right now, a lot of people chasing a pump, but it's just hype and no utility. Then that's how you end up, trying to catch a falling knife. One
Correct.
thing that one thing that we're doing is we're trying to establish ourselves when it comes to utility marketing and everything. So those same people that sell our project to hop into something else, they're going to be buying back in at a higher price once they notice that we have the proper marketing influence team and even bigger utilities around because I would say personally, and this is not like cocky or anything, we're probably one of the only projects that have all of our utilities in house.
No, yeah, absolutely, and that's important. And you touched on that. I can't remember who the AMA was it with. You're like, well, we can either get listed on FTX, or we can go and we can hire two more developers, so we can keep all of our development in house. And I mean, that's what you want, because if you're going to build a business, you want to maintain, and you're thinking ahead of cost efficiency of what influencers to use. Are they bringing the volume? Are they doing what they say they're going to do? I mean, these are all things as someone like a finance, you went to school for finance, so you're taking all these things into account and applying it to a cryptocurrency that is a business, right? And then managing to do it to try to turning it into a real world utility while still keeping the decentralized feel to it by, having the DAO and having people being able to vote on changes on things within the protocol that they want to see changed, or things that are under the power of being changed through a DAO, because that's the future of digital finance. You're going to have regulatory rate, like regulatory coins that are, and then you're going to have pure DeFi stuff that is still DeFi that people are going to love and
Yep.
enjoy, because you're still going to be able to control your assets. You're not going to go to it. Can't go to a bank on a Sunday. You can't go to a bank and pull out 20 grand without them asking a bunch of questions. A currency is something that is, it's a belief system, right? Fiat currency is an issue, right? It's durable, it's divisible, but it doesn't store value very well. Right now, us that work 12 hours a day, you know, all trying our hardest to get by, but we get
Hmm.
paid in a currency that continuously depreciates in value. You're building a business that will eventually have employees that you're able to either pay out in cryptocurrency, or people that are invested in your company will have the opportunity to hold this and increase their buying power over time, and over a pretty much a very quick rate. I think the average cryptocurrency return on any of the top coins is like 650x. If you hold
Yep.
them over long enough periods of time, that's like the average, right? Whether it's good coins, shitty, like all of them thrown together, right? The average return on an investment in crypto over a certain period of time is like a 650x. So
Yep.
and that's what y'all are building here, and that's what you don't see. Like, you see meme coins being built that build communities, but that just shows you something that is fun, can retain value, but it's also paired against a shitty asset. It's paired against fiat. So it's not necessarily the fact that BTC has ran up 6,000x, or 6.5 million x, or Ethereum's went up 14,000x. It's the fact that it's paired against an asset that doesn't know how to store value. So that's why cryptocurrency that has no middlemen, and real time, real life businesses that y'all are building with the Blip Studios. I think you said something about concerts too as well, and then holding the NFTs gives us what? Okay, like, so if we holding 100 million tokens, we go and buy the NFT. What will these NFTs do for us for holding?
Yeah, so the NFTs will give you access to physical and virtual events that we do when it comes to Blip Studios, and that means that you will have exclusive access to any events that we host, which can be concerts, charity events, and those charity events can be silent minting auctions or just minting auctions where a lot of the organizations that we'll collaborate with, We will be doing mints. We will be doing live minting on OpenSea, and people can bid on those NFTs, and then and either all the proceeds or majority of proceeds will go to that charity. So you'll have free access to those types of events, and also any revenue generated from those events. 20% of that revenue is distributed amongst all of the NFT holders in Ethereum. So you will
What?
be, yep. So you will be making passive income just from literally holding our NFTs. And our NFTs aren't $1,000. They aren't $500. They will be $180 plus gas at mint at public pre pre-sale.
Yeah, man, that's absolutely incredible. I think NFTs are also the future, right? I think eventually we're going to be going to the you like where when you go get your driver's license, right? You're going to go get your driver's license, a paper driver's license, and then they're going to email you an NFT, right? And that's going to be your driver's license too. It's going to be your driver's license on the blockchain. I mean, the blockchain is still not even. I mean, it's equal to one company in legacy finance, right? Apple is worth more than the entire cryptocurrency industry altogether, right? And look how many
Yep.
millionaires have been made already. Imagine whenever this surpasses legacy finance, whenever these 20, 18, 20, and 30-year-olds never ever put their money in legacy finance again. And in 10 or 20 years, how big the cryptocurrency market cap, total market cap will be, man. And I mean, and what you're doing is awesome. So as far as charities goes, I mean, I think charity is awesome. I know there back in the day there was only charity coins, right? And some of them did pretty
Hmm.
well. I think being able to bridge that into the utility of y'all's concept is brilliant because it's free marketing. Well, it's not free marketing. You're giving back, right? So you're doing something good, but it also helps you out because they're going to talk about it, and depending on and so what kind of charities are y'all targeting, or is it just going to be random, or is it like specific? I know y'all donated to some charity even before the launch, correct?
Yeah, we already donated close to $10,000 to the Friends of Barnabas charity, which is um, which is the Barnabas, which is the Barnabas primates. That's where our NFTs and our mascot is inspired by, and it's honestly paying homage to that group of people. Just well, to those group of people that's trying to save the Barnabas ape because they are currently being poached off and sold in the black market in the Congo. So we took a lot of homage from it
Wow.
because yeah, because we want to be one of those projects that like, this is just not a ape that we're using, or this is just not like, a mascot or a hype off of any other project. We want to actually let people know that like if we're using an ape or anything, this is the type of ape. This is the type of ape we're using. This is where it's from. Um, who inspired us and what we're going to do to give back to pay homage since we're using um this level of imagery as our business
Right.
and we're monetizing it. We still want
That's
to
a
give
hell
back
of a
to
way
that.
to put it, bro. Damn. Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
because anybody can make a
Right. Well,
dollar.
that was my question. One of my questions is: there's a lot of ape tokens out there. What is our
Hey,
niche? And you literally just nailed the head. You nailed that answer right on the head there. You're actually trying to give back because you're paying homage to something that people find value in. Right. I mean, the name of a token is very important, and we are a task force, right? And apes is
yep,
something as a terminology that is used in crypto as ape because I aped into this, I aped into that, but paying homage back to the animal that in fact probably made some of us rich is is pretty interesting, man. But my next question would have been, what do you see as your next biggest challenge in the next coming months? Like, just is it getting that governance token ready to make sure that contract's up and running, or is it maybe the marketing that you see challenge, or just because right now it just seems like y'all are just easy sailing, and I guess that's also because the community's so comfortable that makes it easy when the community's at ease and there's a lot of people following it. I mean, but is there any
yeah.
like big challenges that you see headed your way or team's way?
um yeah, so it's like two or three, because at this point, it's, it's like two or three challenges that we have seen, and a couple of those, and the first challenge is we have to be a lot more competitive now because we are going to be competing with like a lot of good, a lot of top projects in the space. So, if we keep everything positive, but we do have to be competitive when it comes to our marketing and what we can bring to the space. And because if you see now with like projects, you get people that's in your project, but that chase the hype. Like for example, like we had a couple of people that sold off on our project a few days ago, got into another project, and then that project, dumped heavily. So some of those people who get into that project, they're like down maybe 50, 60%. Some people recently sold to try to buy that project dip. So
Mm.
what we want to do is we want to establish ourselves where you won't have to sell our project to get into another project. um, and how can we really do that is just by improving our marketing and our um, improving uh, our whole outreach when it comes to our geographic research on who we want to target, because
Right.
we have everything. Like we have utility, like all of our utilities is live and functioning. We have the audits. We're on multiple platforms, but one thing that people like to do is they like to chase hype. you know we
Yep.
are in we are in the crypto space where the attention span is very short. A lot of people want to chase green candles and not chase fundamentals, and that's how eventually they miss out on projects like Elon Doge, where it traded sideways for a while, but once they start delivering, they're now on crypto.com and top tier exchanges. So we want to
Correct.
be one of those projects where we're going to keep, we want to keep delivering, but we are going to be focusing a lot more on the marketing side, because the one thing that we're going to be doing is hiring, a marketer who has done marketing for a Netflix show, that's going to be doing retail investment marketing. We are going to be hiring a marketing team that has done marketing for Shiba Doge, Floki, and all those projects. And we will be working with David Goffstein, but we'll be utilizing his marketing team as well when it comes to our NFTs. So we're going to be hitting every section when it comes to marketing, and this will be able to help us not really utilize all of our marketing funds on people that are essentially a waste, and we can just have exclusively some YouTubers that we will work with, where they will cover our project in a positive manner and also negative manner if we do something incorrect, and for transparency, and they really care about the project. Because we had a few people that covered us and they didn't even know anything about the project, or if we had even utility that were live, you know. So that's one thing that we want to do in May, is really focus on that marketing, tackle it, and
Right.
actually have people that believe in our project cover us. Because one thing we
Correct.
notice is we're still the little brother around, but we're doing a lot of big brother things. But um,
Yeah, see, yep.
people,
I would say the same thing. Yep. Y'all are doing some stuff that I agree. The market cap should probably be sitting higher, and it might be frustrating at times. But the markets are so saturated right now, and like you said,
yep,
that the issue with what people are doing is that they want to put their money here, but they know that they assume this won't 3x before they can go 3x somewhere else, and then come back over here, and then have 3x the amount of money. When you start getting greedy, is when you start getting wrecked. Trading
yep,
is something I enjoy. The only assets I'm ever going to talk about are ones that you can buy DCA into and that you can sleep at night. Because I've been wrecked too many times, and I've seen people get wrecked over and over and over again. Sometimes you get lucky and you might catch the 10x and then you get to come back. But
yep,
it's trading the market is, especially in a bear market. I mean, people just they do crazy things whenever. Sometimes the best thing to do is do nothing at all. Just sit on your hands with what you got, accumulate the ones that you know are going to do well, and just continue to hold, because the people that make money in this space are founders and holders. 95% of traders get wrecked, and that's just a reality of the situation, man. So I mean, you're spot on with the way that you're thinking, and I'm loving that, the way that you are going to go after and see what other types of marketing strategies y'all can take, even though what you've done is remarkable, being able to utilize maybe other people's skill sets or people that already enjoy this project, like Crypto Fam, Crypto Shop, like these guys that are super passionate about your project, that know about what's going on, that can cover it the proper way, that can try to target those types of investors that need to be in this community, right? Knowledge is power, right? Protecting your community is extremely important. Without a community, you can be curing cancer, and without actual a community, your cryptocurrency means nothing. And that seems to me, that's what y'all care about. That's what y'all are looking after. And the only catalyst that we have against us right now is time. It's just time, in my opinion.
Yep, and and then just to finish off with that, because it's another thing we want to work on too. But even to finish off with on that, like even with the project and everything, one thing that is different is there's not a lot of whales in our project. I mean, of course, we get a few bad actors, come in and come out, whatever. But there's not a lot of whales, or there's no influencers that actually hold tokens. And and earlier on, we could have had full like promo and partnership from these from a couple of people, but we simply declined because we wanted all the tokens allocated to our community and not influencers. Like, it was times where we did get, offered, I can't say from who, but it's a known person that's shilling a big project right now. And, they wanted 1% of the total supply. And, this is before we even launched. And we had to decline and pay that person Ethereum. And he talked about our project maybe like twice, and then kept shilling the other project, that some people are swing trading us for right now. And the only reason we do this is we don't want to have influencers have like have huge bags in our tokens, because then that's how blood gets created and that's how drama gets created. And if some of you guys see it, we maintain a neutral ground with any project where we're not involved in all the gimmicks and drama. So
No,
we just kind
absolutely,
of
and
stay away from
it's
that.
sad. Yeah, it's sad that it's came to the state that it's toxic. That the Telegram space can become toxic. It's because, I mean, when they tell you not to be emotional about your money, but everyone's going to be emotional about their money. But what matters is the community keeping its cool, keeping its head cool, and then listening to you talk, just like what you were saying. Like, it makes perfect sense. Like, why get in the drama? Why even have that FUD? Why, if it takes longer for us to get there because this guy wants to gatekeep an asset that has the opportunity to change people's lives until he can buy his bag? Like, what, I mean, it kind of shows you that the integrity of that person. Like, yes,
Oh yeah,
I'm invested in this. I'm invested in this token, but I'm not charging anything to cover this. Why? Because I believed in what these guys are doing, because I think that this thing's going to blow up and it's probably going to make me a heck of a lot of money, and I'm going to get a lot of followers just because I'm doing the right thing for the right reasons. And it's the
yep,
same thing with Pulse Chain. No one's talking about Pulse Chain. No one talked about Hex. Hex did a 10,000x. So many millionaires off Hex.
yep,
It's still listed at 201 on CoinMarketCap. So you don't have to
hmm
have these big influencers to be successful. They want you to think that you are, and they probably
yep,
want you to. They want to flood it so they can buy the dips. But at the end of the day, it takes a community and someone like yourself and surrounding your team with those right kind of people to build a cryptocurrency and a community that is willing to put in the time, effort to onboard new users and utilizing innovation like y'all guys are doing, man. So I mean,
oh
absolutely
yeah,
brilliant, dude. I appreciate your
yep.
time, man.
Hey yo,
You're
shout
nailing
outs to you,
everything, man.
Rick. Hey yo, Rick, shout outs to you, brother. Like everything you've been saying, bro. If I wasn't already in BTFA, I would have bought some up, but hearing you, man. So shout outs to you, bro, as far as just supporting the community and just doing this, like having this AMA. And yo, this might be your calling, man, because I've heard a lot of AMAs and stuff, and you ask a lot of interesting questions, and you bring up just a lot of just good points, and yeah, man, that definitely hats off to you, brother.
Yeah, I've been thinking about doing this for a long time. I've had my private group for a while. I've made quite a bit of them money. You know, so there's a lot of people here. They're real quiet. They'll listen to this later, and you know, I appreciate that. Yeah, y'all are me getting into that community after listening to y'all speak for a couple weeks. I said, all right, it's time for me to come out my shell and just start blowing up and just start telling these guys what I know and what I believe. And I really appreciate that, guys. And I just know that we're all going to do this together. And that's what it takes is, you know, people having to step out of their shell a little bit. And if that's what it takes for us to do it, that's how we're going to do it. We're going to do it together.
Exactly, bro. My bad.
Oh no, it's cool. And then because this is your AMA, Rick, and I love the questions and everything that was asked of me. This is some alpha for everyone that's a part of this, that's a part of this AMA now, and we'll keep it within the AMA. Of course, it's going to spread out, but we will be doing a snapshot in the next couple hours tomorrow. So we will be doing a snapshot of the holdings tomorrow. I can't say what time. It's going to be a random ass time that we do it.
Okay, you want Pokemon.
But we will be
Awesome.
doing the snapshot tomorrow.
All right, you want Picky Peck?
Oh,
So
can
that's
you do it in 2 days, bro?
Listen to you. But no, man, I just think it's awesome. Like once I met you guys and got to hang out and actually chat and like figure out what y'all were all about. And like I said, I never touched ETH before. And maybe I missed out on a lot of money because I didn't do it. But then once I hung out for a little bit and just like listened, I was like, man, they got an LLC. They're talking about legal opinion letters. They're talking about the SEC. They know about the Howey test. And I'm like, damn, you know what? This is something that I'm going to go all in about. And then knowing that Pulse Chain was coming, the opportunity with y'all and with and us being able to get over on Pulse Chain and utilize that asset too. Holy effing balls, guys! Y'all have no idea what's about to ensue. I mean, if we go over there and if we add $50,000 in liquidity, all we have to do, half the liquidity is already provided for us. All the team has to do, or we have to do as a community, is bridge our assets over and provide liquidity, and we don't even have to trade it. And if it goes up 100x, the market cap goes up 100x. And I mean, that's the opportunity. All the stars are aligning for this project. All the right people are coming in at the right time. I feel there's no coincidences that y'all stumbled upon me and this was my first ETH play. I just don't believe in coincidences, man. And I think we are about to ride the waves of some very, very exciting stuff, especially in DeFi.
Yep, and then also, and piggybacking off of that, Bandex will be the support of BTFA, and when everybody think about it, we're launching on ETH and BSC. We're going to be self launching 2 other mainnets that's very popular, and with those other 2 mainnets, we have four different marketing wallets that's literally for Bandex and BTFA. So us providing liquidity for us to get on post chain will be extremely easy. Only thing we would need is just community, and you guys might not only just see Bandex on post chain, but you will see BTFA on post chain as well, and that will be more than likely the only mainnet that BTFA will be on.
That's the brilliant thing about it, because then we also get, because then once we're bridged over to Pulse Chain, we can bridge our assets over. So people that use the bridge, we get fees on the PRC20 token. So we get like a cake side token. We can provide liquidity and we can get passive income for each trade out of each token. So it gives us three different other tokens, or three different other tokens, the 2 airdrops plus an incentive token that we can also gain passive income off of just by utilizing a free airdrop. And so, I mean, and this is something that we will continue talking about, because you'll know how I have more AMAs with pulse chain communities coming up, and I mean, I'm excited about it. I'm so happy that this is the community that we're looking to get over there, because this is just, it's going to be awesome, man. And even without, even if pulse chain didn't come out, right, this token would still be worth billions, and I firmly believe that. But just the way that the stars are aligning, and the community, the people, the understanding, the knowledge base, I mean, it's all there. It's just, yes, and the eyes are all on us too, man. It's just time now. It's just time.
Yeah. And you know, and you know, with that being said, you know, because I talked to like a lot of like crypto family, a lot, you know, actually working with a lot of YouTubers, I get to talk to a lot of people and like really get to know really get to know how everything in the space works. And I have talked to YouTubers big and small, and we have a lot of people watching our project, and they're just waiting for that moment where, you know, some type of flood to happen, or if we dip so they can buy in. You know, when people don't cover us, it's not because, you know, um, there's something wrong with our project. They a lot of sometimes people don't cover us because they weren't able to get in at the price entry that they want, and we making them buy higher. But my
Yep, it's
thing is,
jealousy.
yeah, yeah. My thing is let's make them buy higher, and you know, the bigger we grow, we don't even have to pay those people to be able to talk about us. You know, we don't have to be able to reach out to those people because at this point, like, you know, we are doing crazy stuff in the space. We're probably one of the second projects that's like up during, you know, this kind of bearish sentiment, and a lot of people aren't covering it because they still feel like they didn't get in at the price that they want to for, you know, selfish reasons. But you know, and that's one thing that we're going through a different marketing teams for, and we've been planning this because we're only going to be hitting select YouTubers that's going to be working exclusively with BTFA because they are a part of our family, and we want to create a platform from now where they can be the next big, you know, the next big things. And any other YouTubers that we're going to be working with, they're going to be on a whole totally different circle from what's going on now. Meaning in May, we'll be working with people that does stocks, forex, murder makeup mystery. We'll be covering a lot of retail investor, a lot of retail investor type of influencers, NFT influencers. Just pretty much getting out that same bubble where you'll see like the same project being shielded by like Jake and all those people. We're going to be hitting different platforms and different audience where, you know, we won't get the same type of people in our project. And that's always been our goal, to not be in that same bubble. Now we did it
Yeah.
this month. We did it this month just, you know, so we can have those people that know about us. But next month, May, we're taking it
Well, it's like
there
to make a
where
point, right? Like y'all came out
hmm
making a statement, man. Like
yep,
Zach Humphreys, Sandstorm. Like y'all came out making a statement. All right, this is all you guys. Bam, get people to know
yep,
about us. Show y'all what we're made of. And then that's exactly what Hex did, right? Hex started because people weren't really talking about it. The people within the community started stepping up, and they were the ones making the content. They were the ones doing it and putting in the work, and that's what it
yep,
takes. And then y'all are going to do what y'all are going to do. If start touching those other marketing realms that haven't been utilized before, while people within the community that have the knowledge step up and then start doing their part and shilling it and getting their friends on board. And I mean, the chart speaks for itself. Yes, we've had our dips, but so does everything. But like you said, a lot of these people are either waiting for FUD to happen, want to see FUD start to happen so they can buy the dip, or they're just not going to buy it because they didn't buy it at a low enough market cap. But at the end of the day, this thing's going to continue to rise, and it's going to continue because we have people in here and they have the eyes watching us, dollar cost averaging in on those dips. That I believe over time, once everything continues to play out, get back into a bearish type market with the pulse chain news, the governance token launch that's multi-chain launched. There's just too many catalysts. Like you said, they're focusing on the wrong aspects, not fundamentals. They're focusing on hype rather than the actual fundamentals of projects. And that's exactly what's wrong with this space, but that's exactly what BTFA is bringing back. Something that the space has been starved of for a long time, and that's people coming in here doing the right things for the right reasons and delivering, under promising, over delivering. And you just
Yep.
haven't seen it. I haven't seen it at all, except here.
Yep. That's, hey, that's definitely our goal, and we're not going nowhere. You know, we made like we made. I would say like I probably made like $3 million um in crypto, and I lost probably two of that. I lost like probably 2 million out of the 3 million I made, and you know, you know, I this is full time for me, and that's the same thing I told Certex. This is full time for me. Like I'm not going anywhere. I'm actually even building. I just got a house, so I'm even building out my office that would be strictly for BTFA, where I'm getting studio equipment, a blueprint board, where the team can come over, where we draw out plans and everything, because we look at this as a multi-million-dollar company that how we looking at it, like Steve Jobs in the garage, where we're gonna write everything down and kind of make sense of this madness, because BTFA is literally everything. It's governance, it's decentralization, it's exclusivity, because we will be bringing out the Telegram, but I mean the Discord, but the Telegram will be an announcement channel. It's gaming, it's entertainment, it's charity, it's community. Um, we're pretty much in utility, like we're pretty much everything, where we can't really even fit a category around us, because we're offering the perks of everything that's DeFi. And once we start having the right marketing to really show that, and we're building out our team, where we'll start from a small team of 4 to 8 to 10. People will really see that, and that's when you guys will see us at $1 billion, $1 billion or even higher, because we have all the resources. You know, we just gotta implement. We just gotta use them correctly, so we can pretty much work where we can pump, you guys bags and our company.
A lot of people are like, oh well, how much is the owner holding? Bro, it doesn't matter how much the owner's holding. Is the owner selling? No, right? Like what matter? You want benevolent whales within your ecosystem. If you don't have benevolent whales within your ecosystem and everyone's holding, it can be botted. There can be other whales within other ecosystems that came in and bought the launch, buy out the supply, and then dump the supply down. So like the way that it's set up, by having a private sale, by having benevolent whales within an ecosystem that are holding down the floor, that are holding down the supply with staking that can lock up even more tokens. With the governance
Mhm.
token coming out, that's going to choke the supply even more, based off regular supply and demand, off deflationary aspects of crypto. I mean, and what y'all are doing here, I mean, it over time, there's only one direction it can go. And the fact that y'all are actually bridging that real world utility in, like taking income that we can physically see on the blockchain, income coming in for this business that's getting paid out to NFT holders. Like, well, these guys are really on to something. So it's like, those guys that are on the fence right now saying, oh, well, I didn't get it at 2 million market cap. Why am I going to buy at 12 million? Well, it's because it's going to go to 20 billion, bro. Like, I mean, there's reasons why you get into crypto, and then there's reasons why you don't get into crypto, right? We're all here to make money and network. I think, to me, my network is more important than my net worth. Like you said, your net worth at one time was 3 million, but the 2 million that you lost, or you will get it back. Money comes and goes in crypto. What
Yep.
doesn't ever go away is your reputation and the people that you meet. So if you stand strong by your word, do what you're supposed to be doing over time, believe me, the right people will come on, the right whales will be here, and the right community will continue to follow you. But if you
Yep.
go off and start not showing up and your Telegram disappears, I mean, that's
Yeah.
everything that's wrong with crypto. But what y'all guys are doing here, building a foundation in the United States first, too, right? Knocking out the hardest regulatory issues, landing the hardest regulatory exchanges, meaning, like you said, once you have all these big ones, the little ones have to follow. Once you have all these big influencers, it just makes sense for these other ones to start following you because they're going to get clicks. They're going to get trading fees off trading your token. So landing these big ones first, the other ones that, oh, well, I want to get paid, you don't need them anyway because they're solely there for the money, right? They're like, well, if if you're not giving me tokens, I'm not going to shill this, right? It's absolutely what's wrong with the space. And the fact that y'all are taking that into account and that y'all are monitoring what they're doing and not necessarily paying them in tokens, or making sure that the influencers that you do have on board have your back just as much as you have theirs, I think is something that hasn't been seen in this space since Shiba, right? And that's the kind of community that we're going to build here, even as long as we continue doing what we're doing and people keep stepping up and y'all keep delivering. There's only one fucking direction this can go, guys. Just, I mean,
Yeah, and all our teams, we work hard, and as some of you guys know, and I know you guys know our old man Daryl. Phonics, he does all AMAs. Like he keeps the chat, the VC open almost 4 to 6 hours, like every night,
I
where
didn't even know
everybody.
Phonic's real name. That's Phonic's real name, Daryl.
No, no, I was thinking of The Walking Dead.
Oh, that's what the meme. Okay, I got you. My bad.
No, like because Phonics is like he's a character, but he keeps it
and
keeps it
he's such a
open.
great dude. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
got a
a
lot of
good
love
dude.
for
He
him.
really is. I was talking to him this morning, and just being able to go in there and having that VC. That's I mean, everyone just gets a good feel of what's going on. That he's got a great attitude. Hey, there's not any FUD in that community. Whenever newcomers come in, we encourage y'all to speak y'all's minds, ask any questions. Don't share your seed words. That's the kind of stuff that you take that information and you relay it to the next guy that relays it to the next guy, and we all win because it doesn't matter if they're a $20 investor, and CryptoPonics says this all the time. It doesn't matter if they're a $20 investor or a $2,000 investor. That guy that invested $20 here might be making another $20 investment that 10x's, and then he's able to dollar cost average into this play. So you
Yep.
just never know who you're speaking to. So, I mean, just treat everyone with respect, and we will continue to grow little by little, which I will take every day of the week rather than an absolute explosion. But the thing is, once this thing catches fire, once it does, the pump will not stop for a while. And that I do, I do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and the one thing is like a lot of people said like we haven't got that post-launch explosion yet, and one person, I don't know him, but I know he makes like really good videos. He did some videos for Colt, and it was like price predictions, but they were like real spot on. But he covers BTFA. His name Crypto Spotter on YouTube. Um, he covers like the price predictions and everything and break down the math and whatnot. And even if we do like maybe burn like 10 billion tokens, at a 500 million market cap, that will print, a couple of people like that 100x just from even burning a little bit of the supply. We're going to be burning a shit ton of the supply from Bandex because, you know, Bandex is gonna be crazy. Bandex is like another token on steroids that came out ironically around the time that we were announcing Bandex, but is literally going to be buying up the supply, burning it, also reflecting holders in the supply at the same time. And people don't understand, like, look, like one thing that we're going to work on too is liquidity because if we don't have a strong liquidity, our market cap can jump up really quick and jump down really quick. So, like for example, with our project, if we get a 20 ETH buy, that can push our market cap from a 12 million market cap right now to literally maybe 15 million to 16 million market cap. And it's not really just from the buy, but it's from the liquidity aspect. Because if you don't have that, if your liquidity is low, the price impact when it comes to buys and sales are a lot higher than if your liquidity was higher. So from Bandex and everything buying up the supply, we will be putting in like over $100,000 worth of liquidity into BTFA, where we can have a stable chart where some sales aren't going to affect us anymore, because a lot of projects are running into, like, a lot of projects that you see with that huge uptrend that dumps, it's not really people taking out profits, but it's really just the liquidity is garbage. What we want to do is we want to upgrade our liquidity while we are at a cheap price right now. Well, and while we're at a low market cap, because it'll be more sustainable for us and cost efficient, where we're putting in, you know, 50 to 75K, back to back, where not only is our market cap increasing from that, but our liquidity is getting stronger, where no one can just take out like 4 ETH and we go all the way down. If they take out 4 ETH, it only bring us down by like a few points, not like a whole point. So that's our
Rest.
goal, is increasing liquidity around the time of Bandex, because Bandex is gonna do like over $150,000 in burns, um, just from literally the token, how the tokenomics is set up, and then with reflections, Bandex will be doing like another $150,000 in buys to reflect the governance holders. Like, even within our contract, once it released and it's public, when you look at it, it will literally say in the contracts buy and burn BTFA on our Bandex contract. That's
Yeah,
extremely bullish.
absolutely. And people don't understand like market cap, right? And liquidity. Liquidity is the economic energy that the market cap is based off of. So pumping the liquidity, right? The higher the liquidity gets, yes, it's harder to move the price up, but it's a heck of a lot harder to move the price down too. So getting that liquidity at a stable, equalized, it's usually like 10%, 12% is usually what you see. But I've seen one that the market cap shot all the way up to 100 million, right? But the liquidity was literally 1%. They had 1 million in liquidity. So no wonder it shot up so quickly, so high. But it came right back down so quickly, so high, because people were at a massive gain, but couldn't even. So there were wallets that were bigger than the liquidity itself. You don't want to get in that situation whenever someone can't sell because of the liquidity, or if they did, they could wipe the entire liquidity out in one go, right? So that's amazing. And then buying and burning, and burning is another aspect that adds to liquidity as well. You remove them from circulation, but they're still sitting off chain, can't be bought or sold. So it's technically also adding to the liquidity as well whenever you're buying and burning an asset. So that's another aspect of the governance token. Why it's also buying and burning it, but since it's burning it, it keeps it in the actual. It's not an auto liquidity, but it keeps it in liquidity, because it can never be bought or sold ever again. So it stays within the contract. So that's another brilliant aspect of buying and burning as well.
Yep, yep, and that's gonna be a zero killer for us. Just literally from the buys and burns alone, and with that being able to kill a zero, not only will that give us more leniency to kill another zero when it comes to, just from the daily trading and all that volume, but it gives us a free pass where we can now be able to qualify for those tier one exchanges.
Okay, so since BTFA is only going to be on Ethereum, at first, anyways, right? So full chain. But so if people are getting reflections in BTFA on the governance token, is that something that they will just be sent since the address is the same, your BSC address is the same as your Ethereum address? We all just be sending the ECR20 tokens. Like, say if someone is holding Bandex on BSC, you'll just send them the ECR20 reflection through the contract?
No, so with the Give me 1 second. Sorry, I just had yeah. So with the BSC, hello, can you hear me?
We're losing a little bit.
Hello, can you hear me?
Can hear you.
Yeah. So so with the BSC, because BTFA isn't on BSC, with the BSC contract, what we end up doing was increasing the marketing and liquidity on BSC and the other two main nets, where if people want to, they can literally buy on BSC and then bridge over their tokens on ETH to get the reflections.
Okay,
And
perfect.
because
Yeah.
Yep, and because we're working with Everrise, we'll be able to do that. We'll be able to do that easily, without going through like security, loopholes or bugs, or holes in our contract by bridging it ourselves. Um,
Right.
but because we're doing BSC and other two main nets and another main net, one thing that we will do is, since those contracts cannot do BTFA reflections, what we'll end up doing is upping the marketing, upping the marketing percentage and the liquidity percentage on those contracts to keep those charts healthy, and the marketing wallet full, where we can constantly hit on multiple exchanges, do multiple exchanges, multiple partnerships, and honestly keep increasing the chart on all our platforms.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean that's great, right? You can kind of mix and match it up depending on what you need. Like if whatever volume might be going over here one day, you might just need a little tinker with it. I mean that's the beauty of maybe not always renouncing the contract. But I know you said that y'all will be using Everlock, on the governance. Is that on the governance? Y'all be using Everlock to lock the contract, or
Yeah, so we're actually we're either going to use I think it's Ever On. We're going to probably be using
oh,
Ever
Everon,
On.
there it is.
Yeah, so we're probably going to be using Ever On. It's just something that we have to really decide on, just
Correct.
because just because we want to get on those big platforms like KuCoin, Crypto.com, and stuff like that. And it will be good for us to lock it, but we want to be able to get on these huge
Yeah,
platforms
you
with
cannot. Yeah,
ease.
you cannot be. Yeah, you can't have a contract renounced to get that. Ethereum's not renounced, right? Bitcoin's not
Yep.
a renounced contract, right? So like people can make changes to the code. So to get listed on these bigger, just in case people don't know, to get listed on these bigger exchanges and things like that, you can't have a renounced contract, because if something does happen, they don't want to have to re-airdrop people. They want you to, be able to, make those
Make those
changes
changes.
within the contract. So awesome, man. Yeah, so it makes total sense of why you want to do that. But yeah, I do. But the
Yeah,
ever own
Rick,
or whatever it is, that interesting concept.
Rick,
Yep.
Rick, not to interrupt you, but I got people in the main chat. They're asking if you're recording this. Are you
Yes,
recording it? You are?
yes, yes.
Oh, okay then. All right. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Nope. And yeah, that's totally true. And it's
See,
not.
y'all
And
know, y'all know what the fuck y'all are doing, man. People just don't understand. They're so used to. No, I'm telling you, man. They're so used to degen plays. They're so used to guys giving up in a week. They want to sell in 2 hours because they think that they're gonna make their $300 a day, and they're not gonna work anywhere. They think that they're gonna become millionaires overnight. It's not about that. It's about contributing to the community that you're in, contributing to
yep.
society, living your life, right? I mean, people that trade every day probably don't have much of a life. I don't have much of a life anyway because I'm stuck on an oil rig. But I love this shit because I want to give back, right? I want to provide knowledge and information to people, and then gain knowledge and be able to pass that, and then being able to listen to someone like you who's, I can't sit around and talk to my girlfriend about this all the time. She's like, dude, you need another outlet, or you just
Yep.
need to talk to somebody, bro, like therapist or something, because if I hear about Pulse Chain or BTFA one more time, that we're going to have issues. So
Yeah.
I do appreciate, it's always good to have those outlets, man. And, I mean, the community's always here, always showing up. I mean, I'm super pumped. I'm super psyched. What over the next couple of weeks, what are you most excited about?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm really excited for the Discord. Um, I'm just moving everyone over to the Discord. The Discord is a whole different league where I feel like, if we just say if we move over to Discord, um, we will be able to expand our community extremely easy, due to the fact that our Discord. Let me take a look at it right now. Um, our Discord, our Discord has over like 15 groups in there, meaning that we have over 8 to 10 different countries in there. We have different platforms where people can talk about certain things. Can you hear me, Rick?
Hello?
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So they'll be able to talk about certain things like our Discord has different main nets on there like BSC, Ethereum, Avalanche, Phantom, Chronos. It has different groups within groups when it comes to what type of NFTs you hold. We have like a chill section, a gaming section. We have different platforms and avenues on our Discord, even a mental health section where we will keep it a little private because we're going to be because the bigger we get, we want our Discord to be a one-stop shop for everything, and we'll have like licensed therapists on there because I mean, of course, shit. Sometimes a lot of people get wrecked, messing with crypto, so they need an
Wow.
outlet to talk to somebody.
That means a lot to me. Like I don't know if you heard, but I'm 5 years sober, right? So I've been homeless. I was a heroin addict. I lived under a bridge. I was saved by a guy. I didn't even know who he was. I don't even know. It might have been a guardian angel. This dude took me to a hotel, gave me a shower, brought me to rehab, and I've been sober ever since, man. And now I'm sitting here
Wow,
talking about.
congratulations.
I'm sitting here talking about working with $1 million companies and holding AMAs, like I get goosebumps just thinking about it, bro. So yeah, the fact that you touch on that about people's mental health and the people's like after I tell people my story, I've shared it a couple times, and some people know about it more in length than others because they've just known me for a long time. But I mean, I get messages about how man, I've had a rough day. At least I know I'm not alone. So that's fucking awesome, dude. Like going into people's mental health, especially when it comes to money, and you never know what kind of financial situation someone's in when they get wrecked or whenever you're talking down, oh, well, you only invested $40. It's like, bro, maybe that's all they have, and that $40 can 100x, and that 40 grand might be able to, they'll help them pay rent that next day, man. So that is
Yep,
fucking, man, the way the when it, wow, that's great, dude. I'm
yep,
happy that you said that. That's super interesting, and people underestimate Discord. Everything is right there. Like, yes, I'm a little bit older, so Discord's it's kind of hard to learn how to navigate, but once you do learn how to navigate Discord, it's so much easier to show things. It's so much easier to get people to like go click like subscribe. Everything's right there for us, right there for the community. And then like you were
yep,
saying, then you have those special sections with oh, you can enter here if you have this NFT, or you can enter here if you hold this many tokens. So it gives you the exclusivity, but it also gives you the open platform where everything is just right there for the community to get their hands on. So I think
yep,
that's awesome. Plus, it's a different user base. It's a whole nother user base. So it's like you're knocking out the Telegram, you're knocking out all the regular influencers, but then y'all's next marketing plan is let's get out of the US. Let's let people within the community market. Let's move to Discord. It's like this. It's clear that you guys have had this planned for months, man, for months, if not longer, because the way that y'all are executing y'all's game plan, even in a bear market.
yep. And even with that being said, we just honestly just letting everything play its role. Like everything that we're doing now is just stuff we did plan that's happening. So, it's just honestly easy for us to actually be like happy that, we had a successful launch where we can be able to do everything. And we're just really excited to see where everything goes in the future because, you know, we just have so much planned, and once everything started aligning and once we really get that marketing that proper exposure and a lot of people really look into us, everything will fall in order where it will be extremely easy for us to do like monumental things. And the Discord is going to be one big the Discord is going to be something that's going to pivot us because when we turn our Telegram into an announcement channel, um, the Discord will have everything that anyone will want on there, and plus and then some, because we're not limiting ourselves to just crypto, or just to our project on there. I mean, of course we won't talk about other projects, but we have sections where it's sports cards, sneakers, IDOs that's coming out that's under our ecosystem, projects that we vetted on our launch pad that will be launching, um art, memorabilia, events that we do. Like that would be that would be the one stop shop where not only you can talk about crypto, but you could meet people, network. Because at the end of the day, what we want to do is create a hub of community members where everyone can network with each other. Um, you know, outside of crypto, and be able to have a real community where even though we're still shilling the hell out of our bags, but we're getting to know John, we're getting to know Frank, Mary, we're getting to know different people from different backgrounds, and we're not just only isolating ourselves to just our token, but to other things that we have hobbies in too, which we can create a real community.
I'm grinning from ear to ear. I wanted to take a couple questions, man, but I've taken up enough of your time, an hour and a half. Guys, I appreciate everyone tuning in. Sway, thank you so much, dude, for my first AMA with BTFA. Of course, we're going to be covering them. You're going to see me in the chat over there, guys. If y'all have any more questions, just shoot them down there, but I'm going to let Sway get some rest. Like I said, I appreciate all you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and then I'll drop this thing in the group for everyone to listen to. But I appreciate it, Sway, and everyone else's time, man. And let's fucking go. Let's moon this, boys.
Let's go. Let's go. A lot of big stuff happening in May, guys. So just get ready. And if some of you guys just joined, we will be doing a snapshot within the next 24 to 36 hours. So that's just take that with take it with a grain of thought if you want to. But we will be locking in those that snapshot. So
A little bit of alpha. All right, boys and girls. I just got off. I'm gonna go shower, get off this rig, and I will holler at y'all soon. Thanks again, guys.
all right. Thanks, Rick.
Yep. Yep, no problem. Thank you.
Thanks. Peace.